This video is sponsored by Studio Bebop and YugiOhPrices.com for all your pricing needs. Now available on the App Store. For more information, check the description below.
What's up guys, this is Linthio coming at you with a YCS summary video. I said I was going to do one of these and luckily I've got like a spare bit of time tonight to do one. First off, excuse if I'm a little bit like coughing and like low throat and such. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold from the weekend, but it's fine, not a problem. So just trucking on. So yeah, so basically I'm just going to go over the kind of weekend and how everything went on, you know, just kind of like the in-depth, like the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, see how everything went. I can tell everyone how, you know, the event ran and some of my comments, the good and bad things of the actual event. So first off, there was over 1,400 people that attended the YCS that registered, which is one of the biggest, well I think it is the biggest for Europe, so that's like really amazing. That's a really good thing for kind of like UK Yu-Gi-Oh and the Yu-Gi-Oh scene, because it had such a big turnout. It shows that obviously there's a big scene in the UK and people overseas want to come over for it as well. So that's kind of like a really strong, that's a big win regardless of how the event was run. That was a really big win for just how the, you know, just for the scene here. So yeah, so I'll start by going on Friday. So on Friday, got there, I checked into the hotel as one of the vlog videos. If you watch the vlog video, one of my first videos is from my hotel room. Basically, from there on out, I waited for my girlfriend and she decided, oh, we'll go and get changed. She wanted to get changed at the hotel straight into the High Priestess cosplay so we could go get our wristbands, because we weren't entering the main YCS, so we weren't going for the actual YCS wristbands. So that was kind of a bit of a wait. It was about 40 minutes, half an hour, but that's fine. Like, I didn't really care about that. So once we got into the YCS hall, it's in, if you don't know what the XL Centre is, it's a massive, massive, massive kind of like aircraft carrier. It's not as dull as that, but it's a very large exhibition centre that has lots of very big kind of rooms that are kind of aircraft carriers on their own instance. So there was Comic-Con in 3 different halls, and then there was the YCS in one hall, which was in S3. I know that doesn't really mean much to you, but yeah, so that's what it was. So we got in there, and when we got in, we could already see like the layout, where the YCS main event was going to be, where the side events, and where like the little mini games and the vendors, stalls, and everything like that. So we got in and basically just got swamped by people with Adrian's cosplay, obviously. So I spoke to some of the security guards. I pulled one of them to side and said, "Is PJ around?" Because I did speak to him previously, wanted to see if he'd be able to do an interview with Adri. So I got the interview with Adri, that was really good, and then kind of just like caught up with some of my friends, like Sean from Manchester and Trent. Yeah, it was really good. It was kind of more of a very relaxed day in trading, because obviously it wasn't the main event, so we decided to go around the market halls as well in the YCS and just kind of like chilled out. So that was kind of that. There was nothing really major that happened on the Friday. Moving on to the Saturday, obviously the big day, that was when the YCS kicked off, and we were told that, well, I asked the previous day from when the YCS would be kicking off, and they said the first round is scheduled to end, not including time, at 11 o'clock. So I was like, okay. I said, not going to happen. That's probably going to be at 1 o'clock it'll finish, just because of, you know, YCS events that have gone on. I was like, I don't think that Konami are very good at getting things spot on. Not excuse me, not due to their own fault, but just kind of the expectation, and turnouts can be a bit bigger. So that was that. So we got there and there was a hell of a lot of people. It was packed. Adriana was getting a lot of attention. I just kind of went around with her, caught up with Fuzzy, caught up with Jamie, which is cool to see them as always. We've got one of the pictures. One of my favourite pictures of the weekend is me, Fuzzy, and Luke with Adri, which will appear here now that you can see. So that was really cool. And so the main points of Saturday are the YCS. The YCS was very unfortunate in the way that it turned out. It's started very late. I think the first round, it was finished at about 11:45. half one, sorry. I think it was about half one the first round finished. And that wasn't even when the next round was posted up. And people were waiting anywhere between 30 to 50, 60 minutes for the next round to be posted after time. So it was just huge, and a lot of people were very angry. It was scheduled to finish at about 7 because they decided to do 7 rounds on one day. Originally it was going to be 8 rounds, I think, on the first day, and then the next day was the top cut. It didn't turn out to be like that. It was 7 rounds on the first day, then they did another round, and then top cut. Finished at about 12 because we were still in the bar at our hotel, which was next to the XL Centre. We were up like drinking and chilling out. And people would the influx of people started coming back, and they were all from the event, and it was just like, that's shocking. They had been there since about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, and they were just leaving like at 12 at night. So that's a long time. That's over 12 hours being in the hall, and if you are entered in the main YCS, which they obviously were, you're kind of riding your luck if you want to go outside and get some fresh air, or if you want to get like a drink or food. Just because you don't know when the next round's going to be posted. It was so inconsistent with the way that they posted the rounds and the results that a lot of people had to get friends to go out and get them food, just so they didn't get game losses where if they didn't turn up. So that wasn't very good. The same thing with the knock-on effect of that was the side events, because the side events can only happen when the main events like kind of calm down, because the main tournament took over the whole of the hall. They had to put more chairs out and tables out. That's why, one of the reasons why the tournament started 2 hours later than it should have. So that was a bit annoying, but eventually the side events did get going. One thing that I noticed was the lack of judges for the side events, which kind of annoyed me, especially when I entered the Blue Eyes one. I had to flag down. I waited 15 minutes for my judge, the judge who was judging the whole thing. I waited 15 minutes for him to come back so I could record my win, and there was still players playing, and we had no judge. It was just like, I know it's a smaller event, but it's pretty bad that judges just disappeared, and that happened with a lot. Like, I'm not dissing the judges, but I think it was just because they were so thinly spread, because he was helping out with other side events that were going on, like the Attack Giant card at that point it was. So it was kind of a bit of there should have been, at least a couple more judges just to kind of help with that. It just kind of felt like a little bit all over the place. The feeling that I got was, yes, there were more people than they expected. I think they expected less than 1,000. PJ said on the Pojo forums they expected less than 1,000, and they got obviously more than that. And instead of trying to calmly resolve it, everyone was running around like headless chicken, and it is a shame, but it got done in the end, and it was good. Like, my overall experience of that YCS was it was good, but there are things that need to be addressed if there is going to be a next YCS London or UK YCS in a big city. There needs to be some things addressed like that. I think they need to plan for more rather than less, because the likelihood is, now it was one of the biggest ones. Chances are, if you do something again like that, it's going to be exactly the same. One thing I will say is that we had security in the YCS, and they were all brilliant. Like, the security guards were, like the Konami security guards, were just absolutely really wonderful, really helpful, very friendly, just brilliant. Like, I couldn't ask anything more of them. But yes, that was kind of like the Saturday. Nothing really much more I can say about that. And then the Sunday was a very, very good day for me. I entered the Blue Eyes side event, which I was very lucky to, because there was so many short spots and just like hardly any prizes left after that they couldn't do it anymore. Like, I entered the last one basically, and it shouldn't have been the last one, but what they ended up doing was, because there was such a high demand for it, had to raffle people in. I think they got people to pay, and then you had to be entered into a raffle, and then they raffled the people at the end of it to enter the actual tournament. And I don't know if those people got refunded or not if they didn't get into it, but that was pretty bad. Like, if someone told me that, if they told me that I had to go into a raffle, I'd turn around and say not a chance and walk away, because I don't see why I have to pay for the possibility to enter a tournament. If I'm paying, I want to enter. So that was pretty bad. But yeah, like, as I said, I won that. I got entry to the Euros, the championship deck box, which looks like that, and the Star Eater mat, which is like one of my favourites. It's really nice. So it looks like that. For people who don't know, I'm not selling it or trading it, just so you know. So yeah, that was really good. There was a bit of a dispute in the last round for game. Basically, it was a misunderstanding between both of us, but I felt that I was still in the right. It took the judges ages to rule to make the decision, which was a bit annoying. But it was basically, I attacked one of his monsters. I had Honest, and attacking the monster with Honest would be game. So I attacked, and then he dropped Honest, and I was like, didn't give me a chance to drop Honest, because obviously it works chain link 1, I drop my Honest, chain link 1, he drops his, chain link 2 resolves, gets my attack, chain link 1 resolves, I get his attack. So yeah, that was a little bit of a damper, but that just happens, and I didn't want to kind of like rule shark him on that, but at the end of the day, that's what happens. I don't think he likes me very much for doing that, but like I apologise for doing it, but at the end of the day, it was for game. It was 1-1. It was game 3. You know, I've just got to do what I've got to do. If I feel I'm in the right, and I'm, you know, which I was in the right, that's just the thing. I think the main confusion was when the judge came over. He explained how the chain link worked and then ran off because he wasn't our judge. He was a different judge, and then that brought up the whole confusion over being like me asking for the chain links. I was like, no, because I revealed my Honest when he dropped his, and I was like, I think I personally could have probably handled that better by being instantly like, no, stop. I was like, Honest. So half of it was part of my fault, but the matter stands that I wasn't given the opportune moment to activate Honest, because the priority stands with the turn player. So if I attack, he has to say, you know, like, he has to ask me if I've got any response when it goes from attack declaration to damage step. So that was that, but yeah, I've spoken enough about that, so that's kind of it. But overall, it was really good. The YCS was very fun. Adri loved it. She got a lot of kind of press and popularity from the event as High Priestess of Prophecy. She looked absolutely amazing. There's a video with an interview with her that's already up. I uploaded it yesterday when I'm uploading this. Yeah, it was really good. So yeah, to all the people who I did see, certain people when they were like at the event, when they were sat down waiting for the rounds to start, people kind of like waved and said hello, and I went over and just kind of said hello, good luck. And yeah, so that was really nice to see people. A person shouted Linthio and then high-fived me. Very random, things like that. It was very good, but I do enjoy those types of things. It's very cool for me anyway. So yeah, so that's really good. Main things that came out the weekend, I've got my Boujin core now. I've got my 3 Yamatos, 3 Quillians, and 2 Susanowos. And obviously with Shadow Spectres coming out next week, going to mean I'm going to have to pick up the other Boujin stuff, but that's not a problem. I also have my 3 DT Pollux and Ladies, and M7, DT M7, so that's really good. So I can finally do my Constella deck profile very soon. That'll be coming up. Also with level 6 Tuner Dragon coming out next week, I can do a new version of Heretics. I could do my Gishki Heretics that I've been working on. You know, just a lot more stuff's going to be coming out the channel, so I hope you enjoy it. I will have a new Herald of Perfection deck profile very soon, which is kind of edited to format and how it is, because it's Dragon Rulers who are basically tier 0 because it's the amount of times they topped. It was like in the top 8, it was 7 Dragon Rulers and 1 Evil Sworn. It's another reason why I didn't get any content, because I didn't want to bore you guys, because there's always going to be someone who has that, so there's no point in repeating it over the event. But yeah, so that's kind of it. I'm going to stop now. I realise this is quite a long video. If you enjoyed it, thank you very much to everyone who was there, and I hope you enjoyed seeing me and seeing Adriana. She looked awesome. Right, cheers guys, thanks very much.